Okay guys, one of the things that you need to establish right off the bat is how much you can afford. And remember that, and we talked about this previously, that you have to afford the operating cost of the airplane as well as the paying for the airplane. So remember that, establish your budget ahead of time, have your money ready to go, whether you're financing it or paying cash, have that ready to go up front before you approach a buyer or a seller. Okay guys, one of the things that you need to establish before you go looking is what you need. What kind of airplane do you need? And this is a little bit of a conundrum because we're talking about a low-cost entry-level plane. Well, guess what? You don't get a lot of speed and you don't get a lot of payload capacity with a low-cost entry model airplane. And another thing that you need to establish is, do you want to work on it or do you want to fly it? Okay, that's two different camps, and they're both good camps. You just have to decide which one you're going to be on. If you want to fly it, you buy the very best airplane you can afford to buy. Okay, if you want to work on it because that's what you enjoy doing, you enjoy being at the hangar working on the airplane, then you buy the fixer-upper, great. And if you have that capability, great. A lot of people enjoy that. However, if you want to fly it, you need to buy the very best airplane that you can afford to buy. Do not fall in love with the airplane when the hangar door opens. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, and they end up buying the airplane without doing a pre-buy or just doing a lot of due diligence that they should be doing because they're so excited and so in love with the airplane. Don't make that mistake, okay? Just step back, take a breath, and remember that this can cost you a fortune, so don't make that mistake. And this one dovetails with that also. Don't get in a hurry. A lot of people get in a hurry when they buy an airplane. They've decided they're going to get it. They've got their money together. They're ready to roll. But it will cost you money. Again, do not get in a hurry. It's taken me at times a year. It took me a year to find my Scout that I had for several years, but it took me a year to find it. It took me several months to buy this current Skywagon that I have right now. So it's going to take some time. So be patient, look around, and find the right airplane. No matter how far you're into the deal, always be ready to walk away. When it doesn't feel right, something doesn't look right, or you're just nervous, looks like it's going to cost you more money than you thought, walk away. Don't look for a good deal. It's not what I'm saying. Don't look for the smoking deal. You're looking for a good deal on a good airplane from a good owner, a seller, and when you start looking for that smoking deal, most of the time you're the one that's going to get smoked. Again, if you're a veteran buyer, go for it. You're not watching this video anyway. So, but this is your first time out. Look, just look. Go easy. Look for a decent deal on a decent airplane from a good owner. You'll be glad that you did. Don't buy paint. What do I mean by that? Look, if it's got a new paint job on it, great. But this kind of goes with the fall in love thing. Don't walk in the hangar and see new paint and this thing is great. I have seen in my 38 years of flying tons of horrible airplanes with beautiful paint jobs on them. And if you don't know, it costs you a lot of money. So don't fall in love with paint. Be prepared to look under the paint and find out what's under that new paint job. And do not hire the mechanic that did the last annual on the airplane or has been inspecting an airplane. Well, Brian, how the heck does that ever happen? Who would do that? Well, particularly when you're doing one from long distance, it's at a small airport, rural airport, and maybe the guy lost his medical and now someone has, you're not qualified to fly the airplane and now you got to move the airplane somewhere else to get the pre-buy done, and it just logistically it becomes a problem, and you go, well, you know what, just let this guy look at it. Look, it's not that guy may be dishonest, but he's been looking at the airplane and you want to put a new set of eyes on that airplane, fresh set of eyes to see something else that's wrong or could be potential problems with the airplane is what you're looking for. So move the airplane and have a pre-buy done. Negotiate that with the owner and get the pre-buy done from somewhere else. Always do a title search on these airplanes before you show up. Title search and a 337 search before you show up. And the reason is you can't believe what turns up on these title searches. If the airplane is financed, you should see a lien on the aircraft from the current lien holder right now. But you will also many times see liens that go back from the 70s and 80s from a bank that may not even be open anymore. And on these, if I'm really interested in the airplane, and I probably am at this point, or I definitely am if I'm to this point, I will go take care of those myself. I've done it several times. Call the bank, find out, just send me a letter saying that you don't own the airplane. Many times they didn't know how to release the lien, so they simply didn't send the paperwork off, and it's been on there ever since then. So there's a way to get those off. You just got to call the bank and get it taken care of. But it can be very time consuming and difficult sometimes to get them off. Tracking down the bank that actually owns the paperwork for that anymore. So, and on the 337s, you want to always include a 337 search with that. You can't believe what you'll find out on these. You're buying a no damage history airplane to your knowledge, and lo and behold, a 337 shows up from the FAA with a wing panel that's been reskinned. Well, it's not in the logbooks anywhere. Well, maybe some dishonest guy ripped that page out of the logbooks. I've actually seen that happen. So that's why, once it's filed to the FAA, it's there, it's permanently there. So you want to go look for those 337s. Always do a VREF valuation on the airplane. Do it through AOPA. Look, go join AOPA. I mean, they're your aviation representative in the industry. So be sure to join them, and so they can advocate for us. And on their website, they've got escrow services and they've got valuation services. Go on there, value the airplane so that you know what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. And that's the best way to do that. Well, that's a wrap on episode 4. Listen, guys, stay with us on this. I know it's a lot of information, but come back for episode 5. I think you'll be glad that you did before you buy an airplane. We'll go a little deeper into this, getting closer to the end. So the next episodes, we'll start talking about what kind of airplane you want. So come on back for episode 5. Thanks for going to the website, buying our merchandise. We really appreciate that too. So go over to fattirecowboys.com if you can and pick something up. Viva LaRosa!